What is up, DTube Steam blockchain? So today I want to talk about 3 things that can make crypto more mainstream from my perspective. So it's like you can come up with your own 3 reasons what can make crypto more mainstream, but these are 3 that I've been sort of considering. So the first one is smart contract exchanges, more working as Uniswap or block trades. So at the moment, the exchange situation with crypto is just horrible. It's so horrible. Like almost every single exchange is really bad. Sure, it's a little better compared to 2017 when then it was even worse. But most of it still is really centralized, really horrible. We saw here with Huobi and Binance how horrible they are, how they are willing to take over a decentralized network using their users' funds. And it's it's just horrible. And if you look at all these other exchanges, I mean, most of them are centralized and most of them are offering so little value to the world. What you can actually do this with smart contracts, but it's just that people have not invested that much time and energy into trying to make that happen, because it's expensive. And as I said, I mean, the best at the moment, cross chain, I think, is block trades. But even that, many times, sometimes they fail, transaction fail, and then you have to manually contact, but usually the service has been pretty good. But I mean, it's 2020. We should have many platforms like block trades, like when you can go cross chain. But most of the times you can't even do that. I mean, Uniswap is great, for example, if you are having ERC20 tokens. So it's using a smart contract to go from maybe Ethereum to another ERC20 token. And it's just amazing if you are on Ethereum and if you want to change a token on that network. But you want a Uniswap that connects also with other chains. But it seems like you run into so many issues. The moment you start to involve more chains, you run into big issues, because there's not that many chains that have competent governance at the moment, have a lot of drama with governance. And then you realize that most chains are just scams. And then you see that there's not that much money that has been invested in doing proper chains. So it's and also that just because this is new and kind of expensive, it's really hard to make money out of it, which means that's why not many companies are involved. Robotics, for example, is still very expensive, but it's going to go down in price eventually. But yeah, smart contract exchanges really could make crypto get closer to mainstream level. It's going to be so amazing when you can go from anything permissionless into something else, any token, anything, and it just works, just works. It's not because right now, even these decentralized exchanges, what's funny with them? They are still taking a massive fee because you have to deposit many, even on these decentralized exchanges. Many of them still have it so you kind of have to deposit to their system, and then if you want to exit the system, you have this big fee, and it seems that's their main profit, that fee. And it's just weird. It shouldn't be this way. And it's just it makes it so 95% of people never try something just because you have those weird fees. like 1 cent fee or like $2 fee to withdraw something. Like it really, really ruins adoption, and like people don't even try stuff because it just sucks, you know, it is complex. And then you also have this aspect that going from fiat to crypto is so complicated. It's just like you have to like Google every time, like, should I use this place, should I use that place, has any new place arrived that's just better? And then like, oh, this exchange is like super corrupt, and this one kind of also is corrupt. And it's like, even if you want to sign up to one of these exchanges, you always have to like verify some email, and it's just weird. Like it takes so long time just to get an account, when this is just like, I just want to go from one token to another. Why is it so complex? Why is it so goddamn complex? It's really, really complex, and you have all these middlemen. Everyone tries to screw you over, like literally every middleman like tries to screw you over so they can make a little bit of money. But it's just horrible. Like the experience just sucks. So smart contracts exchanges, I think that's, and it's, you can argue that that's not even an exchange. It's just like smart contracts that are working together. And I think we're gonna eventually have this with artificial intelligence and so on, but yeah, and then we're gonna look back at the horror of like centralized exchanges and like deposit your funds to a third party, and then maybe you're gonna get it back someday. Maybe in 13 weeks. Like Binance, they locked up their users' funds, and Huobi did it 13 weeks until you can get it back. Maybe you don't even get it back then. It's like you don't know if you're ever gonna see your value ever again, like if you deposit it to a place. So yeah, that's the first point. The second point is advertising. So at the moment in crypto, nobody, like only scams have advertising. No real project has advertising, and like almost every project is like super poor. And the projects, the big projects that raise a lot of money, most of them are not doing anything with it because either they're incompetent or they just run away with the money. So it's like when you get these real companies coming in that has real advertising budgets and like can build real businesses and markets around real tokens, and you get advertising to the mainstream masses, that is really when we can see this industry taking off. Because at the moment, like every single, let's say every single like decentralized app, they have like max 1,000 or 2,000 users, and that's like max. You know, everything else is just even worse. So it's like, that's because there's no advertising, so it's like nobody's reaching the mainstream masses. And at the same time, it's like, yeah, it kind of makes sense in some ways, because it's like, what would we advertise at the moment to the mainstream masses? Because at the moment, most sucks. Like most is really not good at all, or even if it's good, you still, it usually takes like a learning experience of like 6 months just to understand it, because there's nobody there to explain stuff for you, because they're kind of busy doing their stuff, and we don't have a great artificial intelligence that can like guide a person and like introduce them to stuff. So but we're probably gonna have that in the future. But yeah, advertising to the mainstream masses, that could really make this space eventually like take off. And then we do have this point of better smartphones. So I've realized, like, I have like the best smartphone at the moment, like the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, the Galaxy S10 Plus, and I'm gonna buy the S20 Ultra when it arrives. So it's like, I realize like these phones are so extremely good that it's like, you see how they really can do almost everything. But everyone else, most people are still on old technology, and many of them don't wanna, they're very resistant to upgrade to like the high-end smartphones because they see that it's not worth it. But it's totally worth it. It's like, it makes your life so much better, and it makes it more fun also to explore new technology and to try new technology and not be ignorant to new technology. But It's like we have this like trend of humans that want to sit on 5 or 6-year-old smartphones, and that also slows down this whole space. It really does. Like it really slows it down when people are sitting on very, very old technology, and they just don't want to upgrade. But eventually they are gonna upgrade, right? And when it seems like eventually everyone should have like high-end devices, because it's gonna go down so much in price that people should basically be able to afford the best eventually. And that's going to be kind of interesting to see that happening. It's just annoying to me, like, when I'm, like, seeing people record stuff with a potato, when it's like, we have, like, HD video now. Can't we use the HD video? Why are we still getting these pixelated videos when it's like everyone should have an HD camera now? It's like, because even smartphones, like, from 2012, had HD video kind of, so it's like, why are we still having pixelated videos? Why are people still, or sometimes even they have new smartphones, but they're not using, they're not taking advantage of the feature it has. Like, they're almost downgrading, like they're using a new smartphone, but they are like downgrading everything, and makes it look worse than what it actually should be looking like. So it's humans, how they relate to technology is like, it's really, really interesting, right? It's like when people, I mean, I see people have a new iPhone X Max, and their photos that they're taking, it looks horrible. Like, it looks like a phone from 10 years ago. It's like, wait a sec, that's not how it should look. But it's like they're using a bunch of filters, black and white, all these stuff, and it's like, no, that's not really how we're supposed to use these devices. Like, these devices are amazing. Like, they have amazing video functionality now. Shouldn't we use the best video functionality that we have now? It's like, it seems like we should, right? It seems like we should try to use technology in the best way possible, but it seems like people are only using 1% of the device. And it's like, yeah, better smartphones in people's hands, I really think that can speed things up. But then they also have to go down in price, right? They have to go down in price, and that's going to take a little bit of time, right? That's going to take a couple of years as well. So I think this combo, like better smartphones combined with eventually advertising to the mainstream masses, and combined with smart contracts, exchanges, it's like you should be able to go from any token to any other token in a second. I don't care what token, like, you should have support for everything. And probably AI is going to do that eventually. Some people get triggered by that because they say, oh, I want to do it manually, like I want to verify everything. But it's like, it's almost like they don't understand that the AI is going to know what's best for you probably better than you know yourself, which kind of sounds a little bit weird maybe for some people, but so yeah. Now, are we gonna get any of this? It's like, I mean, humans are kind of addicted to mediocrity or mediocre stuff. So it seems like, I don't really know when we're gonna get these smart contracts exchanges. Usually things drag out like crazy. Yeah, so that's a little bit what I wanted to talk a little bit about today. On the positive side, it's like something new happens every week, literally, now in the crypto space, and people are communicating more and more, it seems. So people share information faster and faster, and people are learning faster and faster, and that's kind of refreshing, to be honest. It's very, very refreshing that people seem to be a little bit more engaged in trying to get new input, and that's very, very cool. I really, really love that. So, and maybe I can add another point to that. I think use more video. Like, if people are doing more videos or more voice stuff, I think that really, really speeds up communication between various people, because you instantly go to the source. It's kind of like when you're switching TV channel, or like switching to your favorite TV show or whatever, you want to go instantly to the source of some information. You want to cut through all the fluff and instantly go to whatever now it is you want to go to, like the fastest place there, right? And I really think that that's also going to speed up things a lot, you know. So yeah, that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. This may take some time, you know. New smartphones, people upgrade, you know, people probably gonna drag it out a lot. Advertising, but you know, if advertising kicks in fast, you know, you can get a real FOMO run, and then you can get a very, very fast adoption of new technology. Like if advertising really starts to kick in, or some app is super successful, or some token is super successful, or some blockchain is super successful, I think things can really, really speed up. Yeah. So that's gonna be kind of cool. Like, I don't know what it is, but it seems like something is gonna come or something is gonna happen that's really gonna make things eventually take off by, you know, something huge, you know. I don't know what it is gonna be, but it seems like something is gonna happen, you know. Or maybe nothing happens, who knows. So that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. Hopefully you enjoyed, and yeah, have a great day, DTube and Steam blockchain. Bye bye.